would start it slow, you would pull me in, giving me a chill, running through my skin. If we were a song, if we were a song, I can hear your voice like a melody running through my mind when I try to sleep. And now, where are we now? I can hear your heart as it beats with mine. I can feel your thoughts like we're intertwined. But now, where are we now? We would start it slow, you would pull me in, giving me a chill, running through my skin. If we were a song, if we were a song, I'd get caught in your head, wave you can't get out. And when I think of us, I never have a doubt. If we were a song, if we were a song, I can feel your touch right upon my legs, like it's haunting me every time we kiss. And now, where are we now? I'm a part of you, you're a part of me, but I feel my soul telling me to leave. And now, where are we now? We would start it slow, you would pull me in, giving me a chill, running through my skin. If we were a song, if we were a song, I get caught in your head, with you can't get out. And when I think of us, I never have a doubt. If we...
All right, guys, good morning on this beautiful Monday morning. Instead of the regular countdown, today we are going to be listening to Carl from the Moon sing this beautiful song by Rebecca Black. May the Lord bless each and every one of you. We will be live momentarily.
were a song, if we were a song, watching you kiss it.
All right, y'all, we are live. Welcome on this beautiful, gorgeous, sunny Monday morning. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, talking about my trades, talking about my targets, talking about the levels that I am looking at to trade. Now, so far today and last night, I've taken these 3 trades here. This one I'm in right now, it's a little bit risky. It's a little bit risky. The reason I entered is because, you know, I saw we got the bearish divergence printing right here on the 6-minute time frame. In fact, I entered before. I like front ran it. Is that a word? Front ran it. And I do have a daily level of support right here that I you know, we came up, right? We came up above the level. Here we go now. Now we're dripping down. Now we're dripping down. Now this thing is up. I'm using some leverage here, guys. It's up about 8%. Now we're dripping down. So why did I enter this trade? Because I had a level of resistance right here. Okay. We came above the level. We printed the bearish divergence, and I ran it a little bit because I drew this white line of resistance here from the short I entered last night, where I said, okay, we seem to have been forming another level of resistance up here. I just drew it by eye and shorted when we lost that white line. And yeah, so that's the trade I'm currently in right now. So what I want to do in this video is kind of talk about my trading plan for the day and for the week. Indeed, I'm going to be taking out a little profit right here and moving this thing into moving my stop loss, because I don't want to turn this winning trade into a losing trade right now. I do not. And sometimes, guys, trading on stream can get a little bit intense. It can get a little bit intense. We'll just move it. 38. It can get a little intense. Cool, cool. All right. So let me turn off these short positions right here. And let's get right into this. Is Bitcoin bullish or is Bitcoin bearish? Now, right now, if we go to the daily time frame and just take a look, we can see that we are, whoa, hang on, let me remove all this stuff, guys, because, man, it is just messy on my chart today. Okay, here we go. If we take a look at the daily time frame and we're just looking at Market Cipher, okay, we can see that clearly we are consolidating in this triangle type pattern right down here. In fact, let me come over to this chart so we can kind of see more clearly what's happening. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Market Cipher. As many of you know, Market Cipher is my trading indicator of choice because I really think it's the most powerful indicator that you can use. It's literally showing you money coming in and coming out of the asset, which gives you an edge. So we're consolidating in this triangle pattern, very similar to what we saw when we were consolidating back in January. In fact, it's the same exact trading range, right? If we take a look, the high of the range and the low of the range is practically identical, right? And during the month of January, what we noticed was, although we were trading sideways for a month, if we come to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that momentum was ramping up during the whole month of January. As we were consolidating and trading sideways here, we saw that momentum on Market Cipher was ramping up before we finally were able to break out of that high and have a move to the upside. Now we see something very similar here, right? Even though we've been trading sideways, consolidating in a triangle, we can clearly see that the momentum is getting higher, the money flow, money is coming back into the asset of Bitcoin. And on the daily time frame, we see this, every time we print a red dot, it's higher and higher. And every time we print a green dot, it's higher and higher. So am I saying that we're going to blast through all these resistances that we have above us and hit a new all-time high? I'm not really saying that, but if we are in a downtrend, which we clearly are, we're clearly in a downtrend because we have our high, we have our lower low, we have our lower high, we have our lower low, and now we're consolidating. It would make sense if the downtrend were to continue that we would come in and print, a lower high before we come down and print a lower low. On the weekly time frame, I think this is very significant, very significant. We're about to print a green dot on the weekly time frame, probably, within, I would say, a week or two. Within a week or two. We just look historically at the green dots below the zero line on the weekly time frame, and we can see that they lead to some movement to the upside, right? Even this one right here, this green dot right here, we did come down after we printed this green dot and it confirmed, but while the green dot was actually printing, because remember, it's printing while this candle is also printing. So during that green dot, we got a nice, 44% move. So if I was a betting man, and I guess because I'm a trader, I am a betting man, I would think that we're probably going to see some kind of a move up before we see some kind of other move down. That's my overall bias. That's why I'm currently in these long trades right here. This Ethereum trade and this Bitcoin trade, these are swing long positions. These trades I have, unfortunately, there's an unfortunate story about my Bitcoin long. I closed it. I was long from 32K. I closed it by accident in Bybit, and I just opened it right back up. Now, these are shorts over here. This is the scalp short that I'm currently in right now, this Bitcoin short up 10%. This is my Ethereum short from 3,700. The only reason I'm still in this short right now is because I'm literally getting paid from the funding fees. The funding fees are in my favor right now. and I'm earning money just by holding this short open, and I've already taken profit on it. There's literally no reason for me to close the short because we're continuing with Ethereum. We are, we have not really. Here, let me remove everything on this chart. For Ethereum, if we're looking on the weekly, if we're looking on the daily time frame, I want to see us come above here before I close the short, because only when we come above here are we putting in a higher high. So as long as we're maintaining the downtrend, I'm just going to keep that thing open. But Ethereum is also looking super nice on the daily time frame, right? We have, for the first time since before the crash, we have a momentum wave printing above the zero line on the daily time frame. This is significant. We can see momentum ramping up for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, we can see it ramping up. So as far as Bitcoin goes, let's take a look here at some levels and see what we can see. Now, first of all, it's important that we talk about the triangle that we have been trading in for quite some time. We're still inside this symmetrical triangle. We have not been able to break out of this thing. We have absolutely not been able to break out of this. And there's a possibility that we actually won't break out of it. There is a possibility that we could just continue to range and trade sideways, right? That absolutely could happen. We had this little fake out right here, and then Elon Musk, allegedly tweeted, but you guys know how I feel about that. On the 1 hour time frame, I did notice that we were forming some kind of a descending wedge. Let's see here. Yeah, like this, right? We're forming a descending wedge, and then we broke out of it, and this was a nice little pattern here. So these are the trend lines that I am kind of looking at as far as Bitcoin goes, y'all. As far as Bitcoin goes. So I think the most important areas for us to keep our eyes on for Bitcoin is the high of the range and then the low of the range. Because I think if we are able to come out of the triangle, and I'm just going to redraw it here because I don't want to use that other chart. That other chart can get pretty sloppy, pretty dang sloppy. Okay? Yeah, so I'm gonna draw it from here. And yeah, we'll do that. And then we will take it from here and we will do this. And then I'm going to put a line right up here, okay? This will be the high. This will be the high. And then the low. And these are the two most significant levels right now as far as Bitcoin trading goes. We have a very, very strong resistance up here at 42,000. And we have a very, very strong support down here at 29.9. If we are able to break above this resistance, we are going to see Bitcoin trading at higher prices. We absolutely are going to see Bitcoin trading at higher prices because this is, like I said, this is the same exact range we were trading in. And so what happens is when you break out of one range, you start trading in another one, and you could see that what used to be resistance then gets treated as support. And then once we lose that support, it then gets treated as our resistance. It's really just trading, level to level. And so if we are able to come above this, then we're going to see us trading back in some of these higher ranges. So I think it's very possible that because we're getting momentum ramping up, we're going to see Bitcoin come up at least to this level. And when we come up to this $42,000 level, of course, we do have some resistances before that, but this is the most significant one. Once we do come up to this level, a lot of people are going to be looking for, to trade the breakout of this resistance. For me, I'm going to be looking to short this I'm going to be looking to short this resistance right here because, you know, it's a resistance. So it makes sense that if we're trading and we hit a resistance, that we will come down, right? That's just the way, you know, that's why it's called a resistance, right? That's why it's called a resistance. Now, whoa, what's going on right now? I'm freaking myself out over here, guys. I'm totally freaking myself out. This is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. This is the Market Cipher strategy that I use. Whoa, I don't want this nonsense. This is the Market Cipher strategy that I use to enter most of my trades. This is the strategy that I used to get into the short that I'm currently in right now. Okay, if we come here and we go down to the lower time frames, like the 6 minute, and we put on the short position that I'm currently in. What made me enter this short position? Well, it was the Market Cipher strategy that I use most often to enter my trades, which is this. I will wait for price to come to an important level of support and resistance. If we are at a resistance, I always look to take a short. I very, very rarely will long a resistance because the very fact that it's called a resistance means that we're going to find some resistance and we're probably going to get a rejection. Once we get to that level of resistance, then what I like to do is I like to go to the here, let me see, where is that I was looking for something. And I don't see it now. I did have a resistance line right up here. So when we come up to a resistance, the first thing I'm going to look for is the higher time frames. Are we printing a top? And when I came to the hourly time frame, it looks like, yeah, we are actually about to print a top right here. We're about to print a top. So I feel like there's some room for us to come down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the lower time frames, and on the lower time frames, you're going to look for a divergence, and a divergence is where price is coming up. Okay, we can see price making higher highs. This big old pumpity pump candle made a higher high, and then we see momentum at the same time as price is coming up. Momentum is coming down. Okay, momentum is coming down. And this means that Bitcoin is trading at an overvalued price, because if price is going up and yet money and momentum is leaving the asset, it means there needs to be a correction. And this can work on higher time frames and it can work on lower time frames. So if it's only happening on the lower time frame, if you only see a divergence on the lower time frame, then you should treat this thing like a scalp trade, right? Treat it like a scalp. I've treated this like a scalp, right? I've already taken some profit out, okay, about 50%. I've already moved the stop loss to a place, I forget exactly where I put it. I think I moved it right to this line right here. So regardless of what happens now, this trade is going to be in profit. Even if this green trigger wave here prints and Elon Musk comes out with his Twitter phone and he just comes on the internet and says, everybody, I'm investing everything I own into Bitcoin, and this candle just goes pow. I'm still going to be in a winning trade. So that's how you're going to get those juicy entries. And guys, if you want to learn all this stuff on how to mark all these levels that we have on the chart, which are a lot. There's a lot of levels I have on the chart here. All this stuff. These are all levels that I use to trade, to enter scalps, to enter swing trades. If you want to learn how to do this and you're new, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. We go through everything here from basic technical analysis. Check out the testimonials. A lot of testimonials here. People who are newer to trading, who have even never traded before, are now able to start making money doing this because This is everything I wish I knew before I actually started trading. Go through TA, technical analysis, Market Cipher in extreme detail. And I even give you 3 or 4 different trading strategies that you can use right out of the box to start winning trades, because I know how important it is to have some kind of starting point so that you're not just stuck there with all this information. Yeah, I know about trend lines, I know about support and resistance, I know about Market Cipher, but I don't know how to apply it. This will give you an actual way to apply it while you're consistently building upon your knowledge base and your skills set. Of course, we go over mindset, risk management, JasonCasperTrading.com. As usual, guys, as usual, if we can get this stream up to 500 likes, I will drop a juicy discount in the description of this course. I'm sorry, of this video. If we can get this video up to 1,000 likes, I will give away 0.025 Bitcoin. If we can get 3,000 likes, guys, 3,000 likes, I will give away 0.1 Bitcoin. Actually, no, I will give away 0.1001 Bitcoin. So make sure that you contact everybody that you work with, your boss, your coworkers, okay, your friends' friends, your parents, okay, your mom, your kid's mom, who should be also be your wife. Tell them to come like this video. Tell them to come like this video. Juicy discount on Market Cipher. Oh, and also, somebody says, Drakatastgasti says, are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Zarizi, how can we get 3K likes if only 500 viewers? Go share the video. Go get people to come into the video. Get people to come into the video. Shout out to Joker, who says, how can I get a course discount? Joker, let's get this video up to 500 likes, bro, and I will give you a discount. I'll give you a discount. Shout out to Crypto Yacht in the chat. Crypto Yacht, a good guy. A good guy. And wow, guys, my Bitcoin short is doing pretty well here. It's doing pretty well. Let's check it out here on the chart. Interesting. Yeah, look at that, guys. We just had another little drop there. Another little drop. Okay. So really, guys, as long as we are trading within this triangle, as long as we are ranging inside this triangle, there are certain things that we can do in order to find good trade setups. And this is basically my trading plan until we break out of the triangle, because there's so much money to be made here. There's so many little scalps we can enter. There are little points on the chart that we can look at for entries and take profit levels. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off these fixed ranges here. Okay. But basically, what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to mark out levels on the chart as long as we are ranging within this triangle, okay? As long as we are between the high and the low of this range right here, okay? What we need to be able to do is find areas in this consolidation period where we can find a pivot in price. And there's a lot of things we can do to do that. One of the things we can do is use volume. We can use volume. And what I like to do, if we're in a very confined range, like we are right now, and we have a very clearly defined high and a very clearly defined low, what I like to do is I like to use an indicator called fixed range. And this will give us areas of support and resistance that we can look for in order to find price reversals. And so the way you're going to get that indicator is you're going to go to indicators and you're going to come to fixed range. Now, if you don't have it starred, you're going to have to type it in. But the way we use this thing is we're going to take it from the high of the range, right? When we lost this support and it flipped into resistance, we're going to take it from there and we drag it all the way to where we're currently trading at. And what this does is this gives us 3 points, 3 important points that we can mark on our chart to give us levels of support and resistance. So the 3 areas are, first of all, you're going to notice that when you do this indicator, you're going to have these volume candles on the side here. And what this is doing is this is showing us how much volume was traded at certain prices, because there's 2 kinds of volume indicators. The first kind of volume indicator is just regular old volume right here. And this is going to bring the volume candles down at the bottom and show us how much volume was traded during a specific period of time. So this is the 4-hour time frame. If we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, well, this is going to tell us that there was a lot of volume traded right here during this 4-hour time period. Because if we zoom in here, we can see this volume candle is very high. So it's telling us during those 4 hours, there was a lot of Bitcoin being traded. But this volume indicator down here is a little bit different because this is telling us how much volume was traded at a certain price. And what it's doing also is it's outlining a range for us where we have a range high and a range low, and we can tell the highs and the lows because where the candles turn from highlighted to dark, that is the exact point. If we put a line there, that is called the value area high of a range, and this acts as a level of resistance. And then we have the value area low down here, which is acting as an area of support. And then we have the point of control in the middle. That's this white line showing us that the most Bitcoin was traded from the time that we lost this important support, showing us that the most Bitcoin was traded at the price of $36,993, okay? And so now we're starting to populate our chart. Is that proper terminology, to populate our chart? We're starting to populate our chart with different levels that we can look at to try and find a reversal of price. And we can just go back in time and look and say, hey, we come up to the value area high, and we get a rejection. We come up to the value area high, we get a rejection off of this general region. Same thing happens right here. Same thing happens right here, right? We break out of the triangle. Where do we reject off of? That value area high. And so we can just keep that level as an important level to watch. And when we come to a certain level, you know, we're not just going to enter a trade because we're at a level. We need to look at Market Cipher. But the point of control, this is the price where the most Bitcoin was traded, also acts as a level of support or resistance. If we're trading above the point of control, it's our support. If we're trading below, it's our resistance, right? So these are important levels to keep an eye on. Another thing I like to do if we are trading in a very specific range is pull out the fib. Y'all know how much I enjoy pulling out the fib. But the fib, how that thing works, if anybody's unfamiliar, because I know there's a lot of new people who are watching this channel. You're going to find the fib over here. Okay, you're going to come over to the pitchfork section, click that little arrow, come down to the fib retracement tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this thing from swing lows to swing highs, and then we'll pull it from swing highs to swing lows, because here's what happens. Fibonacci levels can be used as support, where we can find a bounce, an opportunity to long, or they can be used as resistance, an opportunity where we can short from. And whenever price is coiling up in a triangle like this or trading sideways, what we can do is we can use the fib to determine where we're going to get these pivots from. Because you notice not all the time do we pivot off of the trend line, right? Sometimes we pivot before the trend line, like right here. So how are we going to find those changes in direction? Well, what we need to do is, first of all, we can use levels like the volume indicator, like what we just used. But second of all, we can use the fib tool, right? The fib tool, right over here, we can pull it from a swing low to a swing high. And now what this will do is this will give us areas where we can look for a bounce. So let me kind of show you what I mean here. If we zoom in, we can see that when we dumped, right? We dumped all the way down here, and we wicked down to this level at 29,987 and 50 cents. We get a bounce. We get a bounce, and we come right up to this blue candle, and then we get another dump, right? Then we get another dump. So right now, what we have here is we have two very important levels, right? We have a swing low and we have a swing high from which we can pull the fib. Now we can look to these areas, these lines, these Fibonacci levels, to try and look for a bounce. Try and look for a bounce. And some of the most reactive levels are the 382, the 0.5, and the 618. And notice when we come down, the first place we bounce off of is this 618. This is known as the golden ratio, if anybody's unfamiliar with that. And again, we do go over all this stuff in the course. Check it out, jasoncaspertrading.com. If we can get this video up to 500 likes, I will drop a juicy discount. It will be juicy. And so that's how we can find bounces on the way down. And on the way up, if we put in, let's say, we have a swing high, right? If we have a swing high and a swing low, and now we're starting to come back up, that means we have an opportunity to pull our fib from the top to the bottom and find areas where we can possibly reject from. So for example, we pull our fib from here down to here. This is giving us areas where we can possibly reject from. And notice, we come up and we do reject off of this 786 fib level, right? And here's the thing, you're not always going to bounce or reject off a fib level. You're not always going to do so, but a lot of times you will. We'll pull our fib, from swing high to swing low, and notice that we do get nice rejections off of these levels, right? We come up to the golden ratio, we get a nice short off of that. We come up to the golden ratio again, we get a little short off of that. We come up to the 786 level. This 786 level, guys, last week was giving us a lot of good shorts. A lot of good shorts. What day was that? Thursday? Was it Thursday? I don't know. We had like 3 or 4 shorts off of this level. And it was a fib level. And so every time we came up and lost the level, it was an opportunity to enter short. And then even right here, we lost the level again. And it just so happened that Elon Musk tweeted. But this was, the reason I actually entered a short here was not because Elon Musk tweeted. It was because we came up to a fib level. Market Cipher was giving us confirmations, and we went down. We went down. So if we are consolidating in a triangle like this, a lot of people get bored and they say, hey, there's no trades to take. But there's lots of trades to take, guys. There are lots of trades to take. Let me just see here. Wow, my Bitcoin short now is up 22%. Yeah, it looks like we are coming down a little bit, guys. And also, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sweet, cool. Congrats to everybody in the Discord who took that short. It was kind of a risky short. It was a risky short because I didn't have all my confirmations there, and there's a drawdown for a little bit. But now it's doing pretty well. So there's lots of opportunity to trade here, and if you can learn how to trade in sideways markets like this, then the next time we get into a major uptrend or a major downtrend, it's going to be a lot easier for you. But really, the sideways markets is where it will make or break a trader, for sure. Because if you don't know how to do your technical analysis to find the areas where price is going to pivot from, you're probably going to get sliced up. Because if you're waiting for a trend to happen, and you're always trying to say, okay, we're going to break out, right? We're going to break out. We're going to break out. We're going to break out of the resistance. You're always going to end up getting sliced up. And the same is true if you're always waiting for us to break down out of a pattern. Or if you're trying to catch a new trend, right? You might say, okay, we're coming up, and by the time you enter, we're coming back down. So it's very important, if you actually want to do this more than just during a bull market or during a bear market, if you want to be able to do this, for the past however many, since May 21st, the 21st of May, it's just important that you learn how to use the fib, you learn how to use volume, you learn how to mark support and resistance lines by eye, and then it's important to learn how to use indicators like Market Cipher, which will tell you, when we're coming up to a level. Market Cipher will tell you which direction the price is going to go. And you're not going to win every single trade. But if we take a look at the trade that I'm currently in, okay, Market Cipher really was telling me, and that's why I stayed in the trade even though it was looking pretty bleak. It was looking pretty bleak, guys, for a while there. I mean, look at this, right? I entered all the way back here on this blue candle, and from that time, I was in drawdown for quite some time. Of course, I moved my stop loss. My stop loss was originally above this high here, but Market Cipher was clearly saying we're coming down. We came up to a level of resistance. Okay, I had a level on my chart marked right here. Okay, I had the level marked right there, and we were getting the bearish divergence. This is what we want to see when we're entering trades in a period of consolidation, sideways markets. We're just trying to catch those little corrections, right? And if you see the divergence forming where the price is getting higher, momentum is getting lower, that's where you want to enter. That's where you want to enter. And then the way to lock in your profit is you take profit along the way down, right? You take profit along the way down. Take profit on the way down, guys. That's what you're going to do. Like, I took out some profit when I first started the stream, somewhere in here. Now my stop loss is in a place where even if I get stopped out, this is going to be a winning trade for me. Even if I get stopped out, this is going to be a winning trade. And right now we're coming down to a little support right here. This is a level of support. Let's watch to see if we get a reaction off of this level, if we get a little bounce off of it. Because that usually happens when we come down to levels of support. See, look at that. Look at that. We literally bounced right off the line. Like, right off of it. Right off of it. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. All right, let me pop into the chat here and see what's going on. See what's going on here. Thank you guys for being in the stream, by the way. Appreciate all of you. Okay, so we have a question from Andrew Toten, who asks, do you ever use Market Cipher SR for support and resistance? Yes, I do. What I do is I use the VWAP, just like Memory Man. Shout out to Memory Man, by the way. Memory Man, he knows my style. He knows my style. I use the VWAP. So let me show you how I do it. In fact, Market Cipher SR provides an excellent baseline or dynamic support or resistance. So let's come to our indicators here and go to Market Cipher SR. Turn that baby on. And this VWAP right here, this white line, what I like to do is I like to turn off pretty much everything, okay? Now, this is just the way I use it, okay? But I know that Flopping Groper uses this thing, and he like made millions literally using Market Cipher SR. And if you're interested in his strategy with Market Cipher SR, check out his video, because he literally did make millions, I'm pretty sure, trading that way. And the thing is, this is a dynamic level of support or resistance. We can keep this on our chart, and if we come up to it, you should be looking for a short, right? Look at this. Come up to it, you should be looking for a short. Come up to it again, you should be looking for a short. But here's the thing. If you're using Market Cipher SR in conjunction, 1 hour Bitcoin, red dot. If you're using Market Cipher SR in conjunction with Market Cipher B, you will know when to stay out of the trades. Because here's the thing. You're seeing the money coming in and out of Bitcoin as well, right? You're seeing the money coming in and out of Bitcoin. So what I like to do is, if I see that we're losing Market Cipher, if we're losing the VWAP while we're getting a money flow cross under, If money flow is curving from the blue into the purple and we're losing the VWAP support, that's how I know it's time to start looking for shorts. That's how I know it's time to start looking for shorts. And so once we lose this thing and the money flow has changed from blue into purple, now we know this is going to be acting as our resistance until the money flow starts to turn back into blue from purple. And then the opposite is true. When we see that money flow turning blue, now we know Market Cipher SR is going to be acting as our support. Our support. And in hindsight, guys, I took a short trade earlier this morning when I first woke up. I was still in bed next to Big Butts 28, my wife. And, you know, I was on my phone first thing in the morning. Not a good thing to do. Not a good thing to do. I prefer to wake up and pray first thing in the morning. That's actually what I need to do. It's good for the soul. But I had this thing on. I was trading. I took this short trade right here. It was a nice little short scalp, okay? It was a nice little short scalp. But if I had had this VWAP on, I would have taken it more seriously when we came down to here, okay? I would have taken it more seriously. Let me come to my real chart here, guys. Let me come to my real chart and turn on Market Cipher SR for us all, okay? Market Cipher SR, and I'm going to put it on the way I like, with all the right fixins, all the right spices, all the right fixins, right? That's how I like it. I like it with just the VWAP, right? Just the VWAP. You know, I had taken this short right here this morning when I woke up, and it did get stopped out in profit, guys. It got stopped out in profit. But if I had noticed that the VWAP was here, I would have probably taken this a little bit more seriously. Now I did have my take profit level set right here at this 4 hour level of support, which I have right here, okay? But the thing is, if I had seen that we bounced off once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times off of this good old VWAP, I probably would have gotten out of that short and not let myself get stopped out in profit, okay? So it's a great dynamic level of support and resistance. And now, guys, keep this in mind. This is the 6-minute time frame. We're printing a red dot now on the hourly, which means we're heading into a bearish period for some time. If you see that price is coming back up to hit that VWAP, be looking for another short off of there. And remember, this VWAP is also going to move slightly with the price. It's going to move slightly with the price. So it's going to come down a little bit, right? Just a little bit. And if you see money flow is curving into the purple, yet we do come up and get a bounce off the VWAP, be looking for a short there. And the way you look for the short is the same way as if you were using a horizontal level of support or resistance. You're just going to look and see, is Market Cipher giving me my confirmations to go short? That's how you're going to do it. Yeah, Memory Man says the daily is printing a green dot. And yeah, so the thing is, Robert Bonar says hi to Big Butts 28. It's Big Butts, yeah, 28. She's the best, guys. If you're in the Discord and you have an issue, hit up Big Butts 28. She will help you out. She will help you out for sure. If you have any kind of issue with the Discord or anything like that, she'll get you the help you need. She'll get you the help you need. She's that kind of lady. She's that kind of lady. So yeah. Let me see here. Sorry guys, I'm flopping and groping over here. Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 split second. I just need to check on something here. Okay. Just want to check on some actual money, and I don't like to show my money on the stream. I just like to show percentages, because money's irrelevant, right? Money's totally irrelevant. Does not matter. All that matters is the percentages, because if you're learning the skill of trading, then if you can grow a small account to a large account, then you can grow a large account into an even larger account, right? It doesn't matter how much money you're making, right? But absolutely, trading is something you can become very profitable in if you take the time to actually learn the skill, right? If you take the time to actually learn the skill. Guys, if we can get this this video up to 500 likes, I will drop that juicy discount. Shout out to Aaron, who just signed up for the Discord. It's all good, Robert Bonar. Yeah, it's Big But's 28, not 22. All right, so Memory Man's talking about how the higher time frames are looking good. And indeed, wow. Okay, so I'm up 44%. Up 44% on that short. And I didn't know when I entered the short. And here's something else to keep in mind, guys. I better take out some more profits here. Because I don't have all my levels marked on the chart right now. And I just want to make sure that I'm locking in the gains. Okay, just took a little bit more out of there. Here's something to keep in mind. If you are trading and you have a specific strategy, you never know if it's going to be a trade like this, right? Or if it's going to be a trade like this. You don't know that. If you are sticking to your strategy and you're not trading emotionally or kamikaze trading, and you're not getting greedy, right? I don't get greedy. I locked in profit early. I could have had so much more if I had just waited for price to come down here, okay? But if you stick to your strategy of locking in profits, only entering a trade when you get your confirmations, you're probably going to have, small wins, break evens, potentially small losses, but then eventually you're going to get some really nice moves. And this is what will keep you profitable over time. So let's take a look at those higher time frames, because absolutely on the daily time frame, there is no question that we are starting to ramp up. Okay, we're starting to ramp up. Sorry about all this mess here, guys. But just take a look at Market Cipher B over here. Market Cipher B is showing us that since we printed this bottom down here, okay, since we printed that bottom on the daily time frame, we have been ramping up with momentum. This is a bullish sign. That's why I am in those swing long positions that you saw when I first started the stream here. That's why I'm swing long, and I'm not concerned about losing. Right? I do believe, and I am betting on the fact that because we printed a bottom on Market Cipher, and because every time we print the green dot, it's higher and higher on the daily time frame. Okay, even though we're trading sideways, right? We're trading sideways, yet momentum is ramping up. I do really think we are going to break to the upside. And my first real target is the 42K level. Once we get above that 42K level, my other targets are, well, my first main target would be if we just come to the weekly and turn on the VPVR indicator, the visible range indicator. One of my main targets would be right up here at about 51, because if we look at the entire history of Bitcoin trading on Bybit, okay, we can see that it's giving us this range here. Here, let me turn off some of these other things here so that we can see more clearly what's happening. You guys can see the VPVR indicator is giving us this range from literally the low of the range down here at about 3,900, and the high of the range is 51,366. So this is going to be a very intense level of resistance to break through. Not only that, but if we take our fib from the swing high, the all-time high, to the low of that dump, we can also see that that $51,000 level is also the 618 Fibonacci level resistance. So really, if we're able to come above the 42K level, this is my first target that I'm looking to, then I would say right around 47.5, 48, and then that 51,000. If we can come above 51K, guys, then we are back in those high ranges. We are back in Elon Musk territory where, again, if this is the Earth, okay, the moon is up here, and the only barrier, okay, that's keeping us on the earth. Okay, this is the earth. Here are the continents, right? All the land masses. You know, clearly this is, you guys know what country that is. Now, the only barrier that's keeping us from getting to the moon right now is Elon Musk, okay? Elon Musk, and this is Elon Musk's smartphone, okay? And we'll just draw a little screen on his smartphone and the little home button here, okay? All he has to do is come on Twitter, okay? And I'm going to draw a little bird. You know, this is the Twitter icon here, okay? All Elon Musk has to do is come from this supportive resistance right here, okay? The resistance, he has to come over the trend line to his phone, and from the phone, he's going to tweet about Bitcoin, and then we will get to the moon, which is up here, okay? We will get to the moon. And speaking of the moon, guys, check out Carl from the Moon. He has an excellent voice. Honestly, I'm not even joking at all. No sarcasm here when I say Carl from the Moon has an amazing voice. And look at the style, guys. Look at the style, okay? Look at the style, okay? Yeah, I mean, yeah, seriously. You're not gonna find this style in my house, not on my farm. You're lucky if I'm wearing a shirt at my house, in my farm. Guys, FOMO into the like button. If we can get this thing up to 500 likes, giving away a discount on the course. Also, guys, you know, if we can get this video up to 1,000 likes, I'll give away 0.025 Bitcoin. I think we can do 1,000 likes. I really do. 0.025 Bitcoin. That's not bad. That's not bad. So again, guys, this kind of TA, right? You're not going to get this anywhere but at the Jason Casper YouTube channel, okay? Because this is the real deal right here. All right, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, so those are my main areas. And really, guys, if we can get above the 51.3, then I will say the bull market shall continue. But until then, we need to be honest with the fact that the trend is our friend until the end of the trend. And right now, the trend is in a downtrend. Or on the weekly time frame, we have our all-time high, then we have a lower low, then we have a lower high, then we have a lower low. Now, right now is a point of decision, because is this a lower high? Did we put in our lower high up here, and now we're going to break out and put in a lower low? It's possible, right? It's possible. We need to keep that in our minds. But we're looking at Market Cipher. We're looking at the daily time frame ramping up in momentum. We're looking at the weekly about to print this big old fat green juicy dot right here, right? A big old green juicy dot. It's like a lime. When you cut open that lime and you look at how beautiful it looks when you cut it open, you got the sections, okay? You're going to squeeze that lime out into your glass of water, okay? Maybe get some fresh mint from the garden, put it all in a blender, make some mint limeade, put a little bit of stevia powder up in there on a hot day. You guys know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying? So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for a glass of limeade on the weekly time frame. And I really do believe that's going to be able to push us up to this level, or even this level, guys. And I am not going to get super bullish like on the bull market until we come above that 51.3. I would be absolutely looking for, you know, a short from there. In fact, man, if we get up to that level, guys, I will put on my cargo shorts and I will be loading up those pockets, those cargo pockets full of Bitcoin on the whole way down, because we are going to need those big old pockets, okay? Those big old pockets. Yeah. Shout out to IB Pressin. Yeah, let's actually come into the chat here. Let's see IB Pressin. How much you be pressing, bruh? How much you be pressing? I want to know. You look pretty jacked. You look pretty jacked. You know, look at that. Look at this guy. He be pressing. How much you be pressing, bruh? ETH and Bitcoin are about to be obsolete. ETH gas fees will be its downfall. 2020, still years away. Yes, it's possible, my friend. You know, anything's possible. That's why we trade, right? We're traders. We're not traitors, but we're traders. And does Gatorade count? Lime Gatorade? No, it doesn't count. Lime Gatorade, guys, is Lime Gatorade is let's see. Lime Gatorade is Let me see if I can find a Lime Gatorade dot. Lime Gatorade is this green dot right here on the daily time frame. This green dot here is Lime Gatorade, okay? If you long the Lime Gatorade dot, okay, don't do the Lime Gatorade, guys. You need to actually get the fresh lime, and you need to squeeze that baby from down here. From down here is where you got to squeeze it. Okay, shout out to the real Patrick K. Shout out to the real Patrick K who brings up something really awesome. Real Patrick K, where you at? Here he is. Draw a trend line from the bottom wick on January 22nd to now. It seems to be a support flipped into resistance. Let me do that. That is a very astute and observative point that you bring up there. So let's see, January the 22nd. Draw a trend line. I mean, where are we connecting the trend line though? Because I would connect this thing like this, and this was the trend line that we were looking at when we broke down. Is this the trend line you're talking about? Support flipped into resistance now? Because are you saying that potentially we could come up all the way up here and get a rejection off of there? Because that's absolutely possible as well. I mean, another possibility is, if we're looking for rejections, that we could draw something like this, right? Where we have this trend line of resistance, which gives us a lot of confluence with that value area high, right? We come up and reject not only off the value area high, not only the 618, but also this trend line that we drew connecting these two highs together. This is a serious resistance right here, okay? All right, IB Presson. We got a Bitcoin hater in the house. IB Presson. Shout out to IB Presson. He doesn't know how Bitcoin saves El Salvador because the average fee is 2 days' wages for a common job. Well, IB Presson, I still want to know, how much do you bench press, man? I do want to know. Shout out to Memory Man. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Quoting scripture up in here. That's how I like it. Shout out to Atuk Nakal, who says, love for Malaysia. Jason, please do a farm tour. Perhaps someday I will. So Satvik Singh says all TA fails when Elon picks up his phone. You know what? That is absolutely not true. Alfredo Corona says the IB Presson presses 5 kilograms. It has to be more than that. Radu, my good friend, are you Romanian? That's everyone I know with this name is Romanian. Yeah, on the 8 hour. Yeah, I'm bullish. Like, guys, I am bullish, on Bitcoin in I don't want to say the long term, but I do think we're going to come back up and reject off of, if the downtrend is going to continue, I think we're going to reject off of some of these levels. That's just what makes sense. And in the short term, the way we're going to trade this is just the way I outlined earlier in the stream, where we're going to have to know how to use our fib, we're going to have to know how to use volume, we're going to have to know how to mark our levels so that we can look for good entries. Okay, so we can look for good entries. Oliver says, do I prefer the VWAP or the 21 EMA for Market Cipher A? It depends, right? It really does depend. Because here's the thing, okay? Up 47%. Not bad. Here's the thing, all right? Oh, sorry, went British for a second. The thing is, they all have their different place, right? They all have their different place. If you're using the VWAP, it's not going to change from time frame to time frame, right? Here I am on the daily time frame, and look, when I turn on the VWAP, it's just trading within the price action. Okay, and if we go to the 6 minute, now the VWAP is still the exact same. It has not changed. At all from time frame to time frame. But the 21 EMA, if we turn on the 21 EMA, that will change from time frame to time frame. And they all have their place. I like to use the 21 EMA as dynamic support and resistance. I like to use Market Cipher SR as dynamic support and resistance. To me, Each one has its place. And the job of the trader is to have a whole bunch of tools in his toolbox and understand when to use each one. In different situations, he will pull out different tools, right? You're not going to try and drill in a screw with a hammer, right? Although I've done it many times, guys. Done it many times. Put many a hole in the sheetrock trying to do that, guys, when I was younger and before I was a homeowner. See, that's the thing. When you're a homeowner, you take things much more seriously than when you're a kid or when you're a renter. When you're a renter. And that's a bad thing, right? That's a bad thing. You should always respect other people's property. But yeah, so you got to know what tools to use. And so JasonCasperTrading.com, guys. This will show you the tools to use, especially if you're new to this. Okay, people ask me so many questions. You know, I'm not trying. Well, obviously, I am trying to push my own course. It's my course, right? But I answer those questions in this course. This will give you a step-by-step process to follow. And I really do give away, not just give away, but everything I go over in these live streams is everything I go over in the course. It's just the course is giving you a step-by-step organized way to do it. Instead of, if you're only following my live streams, you can still learn all the information. It's just you're going to get a piece here, a piece there. It's not going to be in order. You might not connect all the dots, all the juicy green dots you might not connect right away. It might take some more time. Okay? But, yeah, it depends on what you need. So, Crypto Yatched says LOL. Shout out to Crypto Yatched. Alfredo Corona says, you think we're going to break resistance this time? What resistance are you speaking of? I be pressing. I'm being half sarcastic with you, my friend. I'm not really calling you a Bitcoin hater, and I don't even really know what question you're asking. Are you asking how did it save El Salvador? I honestly, to my shame, I do not even know right now the Bitcoin situation in El Salvador. I do not. So I apologize for my ignorance. But this is a trading channel, so we're trading assets here. And although I am invested in Bitcoin on spot, we are traders. So we're just trading the asset to make money. And if somebody in El Salvador or any country that has access to Bitcoin is able to trade, then absolutely they could make money. Absolutely. They could make money if they were trading it for profit. Kevin Lynch can't find the Jason Casper like button on Coinbase. Where can I buy it? The only way to get the the only way to get the Jason Casper like button, guys, is to like this video. You got to FOMO into the like button on this video, okay? Evan Aldo says, great swing long opportunity right now. Let's check it out, guys. Let's check it out. Let's see here. Let's see what we got going on. This is my real chart here. This is a mess. Let's see what we got going on here. A swing long opportunity. I don't know. I don't really see one here. But I'm not saying not to long this. I'm just saying, obviously we are coming down to a level of support right here, right? This is a level of support. We can see it going all the way back, to right here on June 5th. It was our support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Now it's acting as our support again. We've got a big old juicy green dot on the 3-minute time frame. But guys, keep in mind that we've got a red dot on the hourly time frame. And so, the strategy that I use is when I see us coming to a level of support, the first place I look are those higher time frames and say, hey, that's what I say. Hey, are those higher time frames? What are they telling me? Are you telling me we're about to come down, or are you telling me we're about to go up, right? Because that changes the whole game. The higher time frames, right, assess the environment. The higher time frames are saying we're gonna come down. Perhaps just be wary, or just take a short, small scalp, right? Take a short, small scalp. While the red dot is printing on the hourly, I do not like to enter a long position. But if we're talking swing trades, that's totally different story. Totally different story. And by the way, guys, none of this is financial advice, because you know, if you actually take this as financial advice, not only will you lose all your Bitcoin, but you will lose all your fiat currency, okay? You will lose everything. Your friends will stop talking to you. Your children will disown you. Your spouse will leave you. Your boss will fire you. You're going to burn your tongue on a grande upside down Americano from Starbucks. Okay, that boiling water, you're going to take a big old sip. Your tongue's going to burn. It's going to start to blister. You're not going to be able to taste your food for like 3 days. All because you thought this was financial advice. Okay? Okay? Okay, so Radu wants to know my opinion on the Wyckoff method. In my opinion, we have a channel top at around 42K and an SOS level at 45K, but I'm still bearish because of the fact that we have yet to retest 20K. Radu, personally, I am not well versed in the Wyckoff method. And I know many traders who are, and many traders who trade this method very successfully. For me, okay, the way I trade, I understand the concept, right? I understand the concept, but I've had much success with the style of trading that I use, where I'm marking out levels and trading based on my Market Cipher confirmations, okay? And I would just like to say, and I mean absolutely zero disrespect to anybody who is trading using that kind of method, right? But and I know that people have success with that, but if you're newer to trading, I feel like it overcomplicates things. Things can be so simple if you have support and resistance, and you have some kind of indicator, in my case, Market Cipher, showing me which way money is coming into the asset, right? People overcomplicate things. They draw all these charts. They're trying to find similarities to the Wyckoff method. In my experience of being in the position where I am, where I'm dealing with a lot of traders, especially a lot of new traders, I see more people lose getting wrapped around the axle, spending too much time and energy studying Wyckoff, and just instead of just trading these levels. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody, and this is not everybody, right? A lot of people are very successful with that method. But I remember there's this one person who kept on trying to find the best entry. What are they going to do next? These market movers, manipulators, what are they going to do next? Oh, we're entering into this zone or that zone. Meanwhile, I'm making like 5 or 6 winning trades in a row while he's sitting there paralysis of analysis, trying to figure out what they're going to do. You know, so that's kind of my take on it. I'm not knocking it at all, because I do believe that there are market manipulators 100% moving the price. But also, in my experience, just personally, you know, I've been able to become profitable not paying much attention to that. Okay, especially not on the lower term time frames, especially not on them, because, you know, that's just my style of trading, and I absolutely am not trying to knock anybody. There's a lot of amazing traders out there who trade this way, amazing traders, much better than me. But I do feel that if somebody's newer to trading, it could just be something you need to learn about after you get, you know, if you're newer out there, anybody, and you want to jump right into the Wyckoff method, I would recommend first studying some other things. Okay? I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. Hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. Yeah, paralysis of analysis. Paralysis of analysis. Okay, so Blues Cat Sen Baby is saying we're about to get a pump. About to get a pump. Let's take a look. 24 minute. 24 minute looks like we're about to get a money flow cross. Let's come down to the 3 minute. What can we see? Let's come down to the 1 minute. Do we see any divergences? Yeah, I would say that this is some kind of a divergence starting to form, right? If we can drip down a little bit more, Actually, technically, yeah, this is a bullish divergence right here. This is absolutely a bullish divergence because we've got the price coming down while momentum is coming up. So we've got the divergences starting to form here on the 1 minute time frame. The higher time frames, 6 minute got a nice juicy lime slice right there. The 12 minute starting to get some kind of bullish divergence here on the 12 minute. That's actually not a divergence yet, but if we come down a little bit more, we would get a really clear divergence on the 12 minute. And the 4-hour VWAP is pointing up, guys. So let's see what happens now, okay? As my trade is up to 51%, let's see, can we get the bullish divergence on the 12-minute time frame? That would be super juicy, would it not? That would be super juicy. Or even on the 3-minute time frame, it looks like we very well can get that. Looks like we very well could get that. Actually, I'm going to move my stop loss now in just straight up into profit. Let's see. Where do I want to move it? Put it right here. I'll put it right here. 36,450. 36,450. Oh, nice. My dad's praying for me. 36,450. Thanks, Pops. You're the man. My Pops is the man. All right, change that stop loss into profit. So that's nice. And yeah, let's see. Can we print these divergences? Can we print the divergences? I think we can, guys. I think we can. All right, let's check it out. We have 400 likes. I was hoping I could give a discount. Yeah, Vaz D thinks we're in the super cycle. Very possible. Very, very possible. But we need to be objective. Benson Lin, can I do a live trade, please? Yeah, I actually did one a few days ago. If we're on the stream and we see an opportunity to trade, then I'll take it. But you can't just plan your stream around the market, right? Because it's impossible. We don't know what the market's going to do. Blood Diamond on the 1 hour says PT. Right, yeah, that's why I'm still in the short. I'm still in the short, guys. There is definitely a good long opportunity coming up here. In my humble opinion, if we can really get some divergences going. I mean, seriously, guys, if the price can drop down a little bit more, and if we can come down to some of these levels here, let me actually see what levels. Okay. I don't really see a level marked here, but I'm sure there is one somewhere that we could trade. If we come back down, some of these lower supports, and we see the divergences printing, right? That would be juicy. Okay. Personally, I wouldn't long from here because I don't have my confirmations. I do not have them. All right, let's see here. Okay, guys. Evan says there's no blood diamond on the 1 hour. Okay. Inverse head and shoulders forming on the 3 minute for ETH, says Nick. Cool. Oh, Big Buzz 28 just texted me. All right, guys, I have to go. I have some intense days of travels to take care of. But thank you guys for being here, and receive this blessing in the name of the Lord Jesus, the Messiah, in the Hebrew language. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. B'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Yisrael, which means in English, may the Lord bless you and protect you, and may he cause his face to shine light upon you and be gracious unto you, and may the Lord lift up his face upon you and give you wholeness, peace, in the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. And Urka says, really? Yes, really. May you be blessed. May you be blessed. Okay. People want a discount. I can give a small discount. I do have a small discount available. Let me see if I got one. Let me see if I got a small discount, guys. I'll have to see. And then I'll pop one in. I'll pop one right in, okay? But it's not going to be juicy. It's not going to be juicy. Okay, it's not going to be juicy. Actually, do I have one in the description of this video? No, that's a shame. Yeah, I think I have one. I think I have a. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Check out this one. Is this one, yeah, okay, so here's a 10% code right here. This is the code. Elon Musk tweets hyphen get minus 10%. You can use this coupon code to get 10% off. Also, guys, I do have a Market Cipher discount code in the description of the video. You can get 5% off Market Cipher. Great indicator. And yes, peace, everybody. I will see all of you in the next stream. Thank you for being here.